Hey y'all, welcome to this edition of Old Fools Talking Old School. This is Mickey G, and Rodney and I continue our journey down the musical history trail as we talk about some of our favorite groups from the past, like Maze, how some of the best groups there were at the time broke up because the lead singer felt the need to go solo, and also those old days back at those concerts and the good times we had. Hope y'all enjoy this episode. I remember on that show that I guess still come on, Unsung.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know if it still comes on. I used to watch that religiously, then I just stopped. But
Well, for one reason, I know you did because the same reason I did. They start showing number reruns.
yeah,
Even
yeah,
now, they talk about the new season. And I'm like, I've seen that. Because I used to watch it religiously too. I used to record it if I didn't had it automatically record because I'd forget what time it would come on. And but yeah, they ain't put nobody new on there.
yeah. I ain't watched it, and I don't know how long. And I know they had the thing on Confunction, and Michael Cooper and that other brother that
Hmm.
was writing songs. Matter of fact, those were the two that this song "Love Train" was about.
Hmm.
That
Hmm.
this girl was playing both of them for a while,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
I remember him saying, I think the other dudes when it came back with the lyrics.
Hmm.
And then he was like, "Well, no, we can't say, we can't be sort of putting our stuff out there like that." And Michael Cooper said, "Yeah, man, this is a hit. We're gonna put this out there,
I'm
you
telling
know."
you,
And then
because
they went ahead. And did
we
it.
don't need no ticket to ride.
That's right, So yeah, I was reading that story was on Unsung, and I really like the only thing I hated about Unsung was 90% of the shows ended in something tragic. It
Hmm.
seemed like every one of them, somebody died or somebody got hooked on drugs or somebody got, broke at the end and had no money or whatever.
Yep.
But I always like the stories, the sort of behind the scenes stories of
Oh
everything
yeah.
that had gone on and stuff. And but it's like anything else. When it starts out, you can have those groups and you can say, yeah, I want to hear about that. And then after a while, it starts to be like, oh, well, really? Did they do anything enough to have an unsung thing?
Oh yeah.
They had
Oh yeah.
one hit,
But
now
hey,
they on unsung.
that's why they ain't showing number reruns. They ain't got no new stories now.
After a while, I was saying the same thing with Dancing with the Stars when it first came on. I used to watch
Hmm.
because they had the big name, Kareem and
Yep.
Emmett and all those guys were on there, and now it's like, who is that?
Yeah. Exactly.
Who is that?
That's right.
I ain't watched that in probably 2 or 3 seasons because it just like you say, after a while, you really start to you know run out of so-called stars. You
Yeah.
just start getting a name just to have somebody on there. Where at first, yeah, just about every contestant for the first few years was a bona fide star, either in
Right.
sports or
Right.
music or theater or movie, whatever it may be. And then after
Hmm.
a while, it starts just got to the point where, damn, who is that?
Yeah. This is the lineup for this year. I don't know none of them.
Yes, that's what I was saying too. I'm like, who? No,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who that is. The girls, of course, they know. Well, that's so and so. That remember she was on this. So I'm like, no, I don't remember at all. That ain't nobody's name I ever heard of.
Exactly. Even like now, when they'll have, you be reading on your Vine there, and they'll be talking about this person, and I'm like, well, who are they? I don't even know who you're talking about. And but one of the things that was so attractive and appealing to me about Unsung was that, of course, that was back during our day, and we knew when such and such did this and did that, but now on Unsung, you're finding out why they did it,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
and who just like with which of course there was no way for me to know. And I can't remember if it was on Unsung or not, but it was on something that I was looking at, and it was showing that they were talking about what a freak Marvin Gaye was,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and said that yeah, Marvin liked to set his old lady up with other dudes, and then he come busting in the hotel room trying to catch him having sex.
Hmm.
I'm like, damn, he was a damn freak, wasn't he? And they were saying, I'll never forget. They were talking on there, and they had Frankie Beverly on there. He said, "Oh yeah, Marvin was something else." He said he set it up for his wife to be in the adjoining room to me, like in a hotel where you have in the closet the door where you can go next door.
Right.
And hell, she knocked on the door and opened the door, and he said, "Hell, I went in there, and he knew it was Marvin's girl." They said, "Hey, things started getting a little hot." Then all of a sudden, he come knocking on the door, trying to get in the door. He said, "I busted my ass getting back over on my side." And I'm like, because it was like him, and he did the same thing with Teddy Pendergrass, but Teddy didn't run. Teddy got that booty. Uh, yeah, he said, yeah, Marvin Gaye loved to set that up, and it was, I want to say, it was his wife. That's what it was, because it was something about who was it, Eddie Kendricks or somebody used to beat Tammy Terrell. They fell out. Some of them groups fell out because that back then them brothers believe in whipping up on their ladies.
Yeah.
We never knew, and of course, the main reason that a lot of them groups that were good broke up because them other dudes came in there and convinced the lead singer that he needed to be solo and drop everybody else, because those groups would still be relevant today, in my opinion, if they'd have stayed together. You know, uh, uh, the Commodores and all them. Jeffrey Osborne, even though they did well, he did well, but LTD kind of went by the wayside.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you look at Commodores, and Tamara tells me to the day that the reason I still don't like Lionel Richie is because he left the Commodores. I said, yeah,
Mhm.
you're exactly right. Especially
Yep.
when he came out after he went solo and came out with talking about he thought the group was going to throw him out of the group because he was the only one that couldn't read music.
Right.
And I'm like, come on now, you're the lead singer, you're the voice on all of their
Yeah.
top 10 hits. You were the lead voice, even though people don't realize that that wasn't him singing lead on Brick House. That was
Right. That, that,
the
that
other guy.
the
I
guy,
can't think of
guy
his
that
name.
had them Coke bottle
Yeah,
glasses.
yeah. I said,
Hmm.
but still on Easy and all those songs. I said that. Yeah, I said you're the lead singer. You're the one to making the group's name, but they're gonna throw you out the group. Come
Right.
on now, you
And hell,
know.
they were upset that your ass left
Hmm.
and left
Yeah.
them in the cold.
And so I said, yeah, but that's exactly what happened to a lot of those groups, because the
Yeah.
groups that really didn't do that, I look at the Isley Brothers,
Yep.
I look at Earth, Wind, and Fire. Even though they per se didn't have so much of a lead singer as
Maurice,
Maurice. He was lead, of course. Your boy with the high voice,
Philip Bailey.
Philip Bailey. They sort of
On
mesh well together,
on a
and
on
he,
a good night, because I
yeah,
heard him cracking like I don't know what in a couple of concerts. Maybe he didn't get him no nose candy or something,
yeah,
but
yeah.
he's a hell of a singer though when he's
Yeah,
doing.
but you had those groups, and that's exactly what happened most of the time. They, lead singer would go away, and then I look at a group like the Gap Band.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, they weren't a group if it wasn't for uh uh
Blackman, Blackman.
no, Gap Band.
Oh, Gap. Oh, okay.
Um
Shit.
Man, boy, I tell you, it's hell when you get Uncle Charlie
Oh
Wilson.
yeah, yeah. Charlie Wilson.
They
Man.
wouldn't have been a band if it wasn't for him.
Oh
And I
yeah.
sort of say the same thing about LTD. I mean,
Right.
I don't think LTD would be LTD without your boy
Jeff
Jeffrey
Jefferson.
Osborne.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think there were some groups that were just that way. Where you look at a group like the Temptations, and they sort of retooled. I mean, when David Ruffin left, and Dennis
Hmm.
Edwards came in, they were able to sort of retool and keep right on rolling.
Yeah.
But there's other groups that, yeah, the lead singer was really the group.
Yeah. Yeah. And from a business sense, okay, you the voice of, but I mean, these your boys. Y'all was out there on that street corner by yourselves at night under that arch light. There's got to be something said for that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now just don't let as long as they were, for argument's sake, down there with stacks and all them do, wasn't nobody trying to break you up. If they did anything, they let you do a solo, but the group still stayed intact.
Right.
But when you start going with ABC and all them, all they want is to maximize the dollars. They were telling you need to get rid of them, the dead weight and all that, and that's what caused a lot of bad blood. And
Yeah. And it was amazing how cutthroat that industry was. I mean, a
oh
lot
man,
of the groups broke up, because of money, just like you say.
mhm.
And then they were saying, but there wasn't a whole lot of money at the end. By the time you pay your promoters, by the time you pay the production staff, by the time the writer got this and this person got that, they said there wasn't a lot of money left
No,
for the
well, no,
group
it wasn't. But then they were so happy to have a contract, they were signing them
contract.
contracts, and ain't thinking about who's paying for them limousines, who
Hmm.
paying for you to stay in that 5-star hotel. Those are things because you didn't have adequate representation that you should have been working out with because it was a win-win situation for the record company. They were like, yeah, okay, we'll sign you to this amount of money, but then once they start deducting your flights,
Hmm.
your all of
Hmm.
this, that shit they should have been paying for,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they didn't. Them dudes didn't know it, man. They were glad, especially for a young black kid. Just the fact that they were blinding them with shit too, just like with the Temptation. But the money wasn't there, but let's buy a Cadillac.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, old bait and switch. We bought you some Cadillac, but you ain't got shit else.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, but that's why I have a hard time understanding these younger groups, how y'all fall into the same trap. That's what TLC, that's what happened to them.
But no, I was just like I said, I was just saying, that's how they sort of infiltrated those groups and say, well, hey man, why are you getting only 1/8 of the pie when you writing the songs and singing the songs?
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, but it was funny. I was talking to a guy the other day. I guess George Clinton and Parliament and Funkadelics were on there like his retirement tour, I guess this last year, and man, they came, they came to some places that I just would not foresee Parliament Funkadelic coming to.
Right, right.
They came to this little town called Jasper, Tennessee,
Oh yeah.
and I didn't even know there was any black folks in Jasper, Tennessee. But they
Hmm.
said they came and they said they sold out. They got this little arena up there. They said they sold the place out. But the brother said the only thing about it was said George Clinton didn't do nothing. He just came out there and just sat, you
it's
know.
his ass is old. He
Yeah,
got to
and
be
I
by
said, I
now.
told him, I said, you gotta realize how old George Clinton,
I'm
George
t-
Clinton is.
hell,
It
he
ain't
was
much else
old.
he can do.
Yeah, he was old in his heyday.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So, but he said, man, I was
yeah,
a little
man.
disappointed. George just came out there and said he didn't do nothing. I said, well, you
Man,
just got to realize, he ain't a young man anymore.
you ain't lying. I mean, I look at all of them now, man. Just like my boys, Mays. They gotta put that hand in the back and bring him on out there because he is Mays. But hell, he can't even sing no more. I was like, damn.
Yeah, yeah. When they came to Nashville, we went down there and saw him a couple of years ago, and you could you could tell it. You could tell the voice. I mean, to me, Frankie Valli has a little bit of a unique kind of voice,
Oh yeah,
but it seemed like it was a little bit more strained,
yeah,
almost like he was almost hoarse a little bit.
yeah.
But I said same thing. Frankie ain't a young man no more. He's
No,
gone
man.
through that cancer scare and all that stuff. I said he
Hmm.
ain't the same man. But you know, to me, their music was just so unique
Yeah,
that I just like the music. I obviously like him singing it, but
right.
I just like the music. Period.
Yes, sir. It stood the test of time because they ain't had
Hmm.
no new music since the Last Supper,
Yeah.
and
Oh
he-
yeah.
hell, and then half the time he get it going, then he just hold the mic up. Everybody else be singing. Hell, he
Hmm.
ain't singing. But yeah, his
Yeah.
his voice is gone, man. He didn't recuperate from that throat surgery, and
No, no, he didn't do well with that at all. But he still be out there, and he still have all his people out there in white. But I still say, to me, Maze is one of those groups that if there ever was an unsung, it was
Yeah,
Maze.
it was
To me, they
definitely
had
them.
some iconic songs that they never were number one anywhere, on the R&B charts or pop
Right.
or anything. But they were just one of those kind of groups that you just enjoy listening to.
Well, they were definitely of the culture
Hmm.
because just like he said, we ain't never. He says it in every one of his concerts. We ain't never been nominated for no awards. We ain't get no awards. We wasn't invited to these shows on TV and none of that, but we still here.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah,
that's that's exactly what it is. I mean, every time he's been in the vicinity, me and Rosin go see him, and he's like, it got to be a staple here. Uh, well, many years ago, where he's like, "How many of y'all? This is your first Maze concert?" He gets around, it's some splattering of applause. He said, "Well, where y'all been?" I'm like, "You ain't lying, Frankie." Cause I mean, them boys right there, shit, it's still going. You know,
hmm
hell, I be looking on the deal now because if I see them, if they in the vicinity, we going. Cause man, them songs are just there, man. They there forever. And like I said, hell, everybody else be singing it, and he's got a persona about him with that hat tilted a little bit to the side,
right, right.
just a little bit, and the way he moved, for, ooh, I mean, he could hit them notes, and I'm like, ooh, that Frankie is something else. And even still to this day, now he got the saxophone or that lead guitar player back there killing it. When he used to hold them long notes and stuff. So yeah, I'm a fan.
Oh
They're my
yeah,
boys.
yeah. I've been a fan for a long time, and as I say, I think I still have their first album that they produced back at, I guess it was what, late '70s, I guess it was,
Hmm.
with that look like that hand with like 6, 7
Oh
fingers.
yeah,
I've got how
yeah,
many's
yeah,
on it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
I got
think
it.
that was their first album. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
yeah,
And I also got, when we met up in Vegas and
hmm
went to see him,
right.
I bought a little brown cap with that hand on it on the front.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
got it. I got it hanging down there now.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, old Frankie boy, that my boy there. I started out with him down in Shreveport, Louisiana. That's why I used to go to all the concerts down there. Made Funkadelic too, all of them. Barcades. That's where the brothers came down there,
Oh
man.
yeah, yeah. The Barcades. I used to go see them. Parliament Funkadelic. I
Yes,
remember
sir.
they were one of the first concerts I went to, and they put on a show. It
Yes, they
wasn't
did.
it wasn't only a concert. They put on a show.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Uh, I'll never forget the mothership landed on the stage. And all you see was one big old boot stick his boot out there. I was like, yeah, he come out of there. Well, first that was Bootsy, because Bootsy, well, they had three groups. It was Parliament, Funkadelic, Bootsy, and somebody else. I can't remember,
Yeah. Well,
but the
they had that girl group, the Brides of Funkenstein.
Funkenstein, yeah, I
They
can't.
had them, and then they had Bootsy, and then they had Parliament, and then Funkadelic. Because I always thought they were all one group, but actually Parliament was one group,
The
Funkadelic was
Funkadelic
another
was
group.
there. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's what it was. It was them, but they all played together though.
yeah, yeah. They
And
all played together.
they
Yeah.
all played together. And I just remember they were standing up on stage. I can't remember. I think I think Parliament had come out there. No, when Bootsy stepped out of there, he stood up on front of the stage. What the hell y'all smoking up in here? Boy, it was raining joints down there
Yeah,
on the stage.
that's what he did in Nashville too. That's what he did in Nashville. Yeah, he just started flying up on the stage. Yeah, same way there.
Yeah, man, I
Yeah.
enjoyed that. So me and my partner was sitting up at the top. We got down there and thought we had us some good seats. Boy, we kept going up and up and up. Like, damn. You know, we was up there. The guy with the light show was right behind us. So we sitting there, and luckily it was right at the edge of the stage where we could see what's going on in the back, but we could also see in the front.
Hmm.
what they was doing out there. And so we were sitting there, and we all had our little flask, and drinking us a little drink, and because we all were in the sports. Joints was just flying up and down the aisle. We passed it on. We passed it on. So then we were sitting there, wasn't nothing happening. Then all of a sudden, we start smelling. What is that? We look back there. The light dude was getting bent. so, so he started passing it to us, and we were like, well, shit, "What the hell?" He started hitting the chip. I mean, that dude was up there. I'm like, how he know when to do his lights? Because he messed up there. Oh, man. Yep, back in the Cow Palace down there in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Yeah, yeah, but I tell you, that's the way it was. That was back, like I say, the day when in Nashville at the Memorial Auditorium, man, they used to come through there. I mean, all the groups would come through there,
Yeah.
and we'd go down there, and like I say, we always get general admission tickets and get down on the floor. That's
Yeah.
because we was young back in them days.
Yeah.
Man, them lights go out, and that floor would condense from about 60 rows of chairs to like 2. You'd be right on top of each other, but
Yep.
we'd be jamming. We didn't care. But
Yep.
them lights went out. It's like somebody blew a whistle or something. Here they go. Everybody heading toward the front.
Yep. I'm telling you, man, we had a ball down there, man, and we saw some of everybody, Cameo, all the groups that was hot back then.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Monte,
Yeah.
Earth, Wind, and Fire. I'll never forget. I was like, how did they do that? You remember that brother they had back there used to play the piano and the organ?
Piano. Uh huh.
Man, we were sitting there and we were watching, and they went to one of them little solos, where they let the rest of them get some rest. He was playing the piano. All of a sudden, the piano just raised up off the floor and then just started twirling around. This Negro ain't never missed a beat. Just twirling around. Then later on, we were walking through there and we saw they had a forklift back there that was twirling them around, man. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, boy, it was some wild stuff back in the day, man. Oh,
Yeah, and then back then they didn't have nowhere near the technology they had today.
no.
Because I know that Parliament Funkadelic concert, they had a little mothership sort of up in the roof of the auditorium,
Uh-huh.
and it was on like a wire, and it would come across the auditorium, the floor part, and it would get to the stage and stop. And then it would sort of like go down, and then
Mhm.
that's when the big mothership would come up, and that's when like I say, George Clinton would come out and all that kind of stuff. So they didn't have nowhere near that the technology. As a matter of
Oh,
fact,
no.
that spaceship that they use is in the African American History Museum in D.C.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
when I went through there, I guess it's been 5-6 years ago now. It just opened. I went through there and I was going through the music section, and they got the mothership. They got the mothership in the museum.
That's where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Dog. Yeah, man. That boy, we used to have a ball going down to them concerts, boy. And thank the Lord, He blessed us and got us back home safely, because that was about a good 75 miles away from the crib.
Yeah, yeah.
And boy, but wasn't no Motel 6 around there, so we could turn out the lights. We had to drive on back.
Yeah, that was fun. 'Cause I know back in them days in Nashville, they would have like a pre-concert thing out in the park, out in Hadley Park. You go over there and they'd have some local groups playing and stuff. Of course, everybody over there primarily they wine, but they were smoking a few joints over there too.
Yeah.
So and about 75% of those people in the park would leave the park and go to the concert.
Go to the concert, yeah.
You go into the concert, you say, "Oh man, I saw her over at the park," because most of them made their way from the park to the concert.
You know it.
And everybody, like I say, everybody having a good time.
Yes, sir, boy. And shit, you talking about Serena. Woo, them healthy girls down there in Shreveport, Louisiana. Good Googly moogly. And you point out, hate it when the lights went down. Oh, look over there.
Yeah, buddy. I imagine so.
Yeah, man. That
Yeah, I
bring
know.
back some memories there.
When we was talking about Jackson, we went through Jackson with Smitty. That's where he's from. We went through there when they was having the well, it wasn't the Heritage Classic then. They used to have this classic down in Jackson. It was a Friday and Saturday, and they had like Jackson State, Alcorn, Tennessee State, and I think Mississippi Valley State would play. They had games. So we went down there that one weekend, man. We was the old Jackson State's campus having a good time, boy. I met this young lady from Tougaloo. Tougaloo. Yeah, buddy. We had a good time over there in Jackson State.
I didn't know that's where Smitty was from.
Yeah, he's from Jackson, Mississippi. Yeah.
I knew he was from Mississippi. I didn't know he's from Jackson, though.
Yeah, he's from Jackson.
Oh, wow.
He's from Jackson, sure is. Man, those Parliament Funkadelic concerts were a show. Earth, Wind, and Fire. It's just hard to believe those groups have gone on to their retirement tours or not even touring at all. But back in the day, they put on a show. But music was live. Well, we hope you enjoyed this edition of Old Fools Talking Old School. This is Mickey G. Till next time, peace.